Hey everyone, VGC Derek again, and welcome back to the Sugar to Totem Easter Egg Guide. At this point, we now have the power turned on and are able to get started on the actual Easter egg steps. However, turning on the power also summons a few old enemies, and at least one of them needs to be locked away in order to complete the first Easter egg step. Though I highly recommend locking away all three in order to avoid encountering them during some steps later on. Each of them have a set of objectives required to lock them away. These sets can be done in any order. As for what you have to do for each of these sets, we will start with locking down the Pentagon Thief at set A, which consists of pressing and holding a number of buttons depending on your lobby size for 5 minutes straight, after which you will then find and step on a number of pressure plates for 10 minutes straight, also dependent on your lobby size. We then have locking up George Romero at set B, which is going to require you to go down into the second floor pavilion area. Inside there are two puzzles you will need to find clues for and complete. The clues will be hidden around the structure and the puzzles tied down. Once you have both puzzles' answers correct, that will complete set B. Set C and the mech zombie are going to start next to the dorms area, where you will need to complete 10 sets of Simon Says in order to receive a ball-like focusing stone that must be transported via kicking it all the way to the athletic field area. Once it reaches the final location, you will then need to complete 12 sets of Simon Says in order to complete that set. Now for what each of these mini-boss enemies do, the Pentagon Thief will disable your blaster by tagging you and will then need to be tagged back in order to re-enable all blasters that he's currently disabled. George Romero will down you with his light hammer and can then tag you if you're left alone. If you try to stun him with anything, he will then become enraged and roar before he starts running after anyone nearby. But he can then be stunned by socks to slow him back down again. And the mech zombie can down you from a distance with his shockwave cannon, but can be stopped in place for a short time when stunned. Failing to complete any of these sets will leave that mini-boss active during a later step. Once you've completed some or all of these steps, make sure to check back here for the next step of the Easter egg guide.